Good morning. Welcome back to another Daily Market Outlook. It's Fabio and thank you for tuning in. As always, we're going to be analyzing the major dollar pairs and of course gold. So let's have a look. EURUSD here has been dumping down lower since the beginning of the week. As we can see, we are still positioned inside this daily fractal area of demand. So why is this your daily area of fractal demand? Well, because it broke this high over here. Therefore, this black line now is our protected low. And as long as that low holds, it still makes sense for EU to start pushing up higher. However, what we can very obviously see is that the momentum is still in towards the downside, right? So we have the push down, we have the minor correction, we have another push down, and then again another correction. So we can see the overall momentum on EU is still extremely bearish. And what I'm currently looking at is to see if we can get some further downside. But before we get into any potential short positions, I'll be waiting for this daily fractal low to break. Then we'll be getting in on those perfect shorts. Okay, so let's furthermore look at the 4-hour time frame and see what has been going on over there, because since we broke the 4-hour fractal low, we have been pushing down lower and lower. So what we can see is that over here we broke the low, then we get a retracement in towards the entire order flow, right? So the entire buy up before the sell, and then the market decides just to push down lower again. Now this morning, once again, we have broken the fractal low, meaning that currently our 4-hour area of supply is again the buy up before the sell down. So as long as this overall order flow is respected, EU should continue pushing down lower, and longs are definitely not on the table. If you are interested in longs, you would at least need to wait for this fractal high to break, and then we could get in on a potential long opportunity. Going into the 15-minute time frame, the ideal setup and the setup that I was looking for yesterday was very obviously here on the 15-minute time frame. So what we can see is that the 15-minute is bearish overall. Here we had a break of structure up, then here we had a break of structure down, here we had another break of structure down, another break of structure down, and now obviously we've seen another break of structure down. So it's very clear that EU on the 15-minute time frame overall is bearish, and every single time what happens is that we just pull up into premium, take out liquidity, and then we sell off. So here premium and liquidity, right? So here we have two equal highs, takes out liquidity, and then it sells off. Then once again, this is your swing high, this is your swing low. Just to mark it out a little bit more clear, swing high, swing low. Then what happens? The market grabs liquidity above that range, which we discussed yesterday. So this is your descending range, and as you can see, we grab liquidity above it, and then it just decides to sell off. However, all these moves are happening during Asia session, so it's a little bit hard to get involved. But then again, over here on the 4-hour time frame, let's just follow the order flow down lower, and once we break that daily fractal low, which is the black line over here, that is when I'll be aggressively getting into potential short positions to mirror the entire move in towards the downside. So that is what I'm looking for on EU. Now going on in towards the dollar index, the dollar index itself has been pushing up higher and higher. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, it's pretty much what I mentioned yesterday. We needed to wait for bearish confirmation, because look, the daily time frame was still bearish, right? Overall, what we had here, or what we have here, is that this is your daily fractal high, this is your daily fractal low, so you're still inside daily fractal supply. However, if we went in towards the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the overall direct momentum is obviously in towards the upside, right? We can see a higher high, a higher high, a higher low, a higher low, and overall as well, what I also mentioned in yesterday's video is that as soon as you break the low, retrace. Break the low, retrace, and here you don't even break the low, you just wick down and then you reverse. So a lot of bullish momentum coming into the dollar, and now it seems that we're ready to break that daily fractal high. Once we break that daily fractal high, then I'll be happy to get in on those aggressive EU AU shorts in towards the downside, right, and see a new high be formed here on the dollar index. Going into our next pair, which is AUDUSD. AUDUSD has been pushing down lower. It has reached our target, which we have been looking at for quite some time now. Now that we've reached the target, you pretty much just want to let this thing do its thing. It rhymes, but look, overall momentum has always been down, so we remain bearish on this thing until we see anything else. At this point in time, we have a fractal high, and as long as that fractal high is respected, I will continue to look for shorts on AU. This is currently your daily area of supply. You can see that last night, once again, we already tapped into it. This is just to showcase how bearish we are. You can see a candle close below, and then you see we wick in towards that supply, and straight away we just sell off. So a lot of bearish momentum here on AU. What I'll be looking at on this thing is just to follow the overall momentum down. For now, this is the supply chain, and as you can see, the fractal structure is holding beautifully. This is currently your area of supply, so as long as this holds, it should make sense just to continue pushing down lower. Furthermore, if we just zoom back up in towards the daily, obviously like the overall end target is this low over here at around 0.61703. So it still has quite some, let's say space to go, but we cannot deny that this is a key level of support. So let's stay a little bit safe. Obviously the move has already happened, or the sells have already happened. But yeah, just follow the overall order flow until you see anything else. And for now, the daily is bearish and the 4 hours bearish as well. So shorts still make sense. Going into GBPUSD next, GU is a little bit different than the other pairs overall because of the pound's bullish momentum. So you can measure the pound's bullish momentum by going into Euro GBP, and you can see that Euro GBP has been extremely bearish in towards the lows. So what you have here with Euro GBP is that it retraced in towards this 4 hour or this daily, area of supply. And this is also how you can trade the strategy, guys. This over here was your daily fractal high, and this over here was your daily fractal low. We retrace into premium supply, and then from there we just sell off like a cannon in towards the downside. So this thing is extremely bearish. There's nothing really holding it back. It seems like we're going to be taking out this swing low over here on Euro GBP itself. So this means to me that the pound overall is still very strong. So then you go into GBPUSD, and then you see indeed like, okay, all these other pairs are selling off very hard, like AU and NU mainly, but then you see that GU somehow still remains strong. So yesterday we saw a 4 hour fractal high break here on the internal structure, meaning that this obviously is your low, this is your high, and then internally we get this retracement, and now we got that bullish flip. So for now, this is your protected low, and as long as that low holds, GU should push up higher. Going into the lower time frame, you can see currently some bullish momentum, but I'll only look for longs on GU once we break this high over here and then get in on a potential long on GBPUSD. So that's what I have my eyes open for, and that could cause kind of like a very nice 4 hour strong bullish candle to form, and then this 4 hour demand zone to do its job. But obviously only if that happens, then I'm going to be interested in getting in a long. Otherwise, this could just obviously be a supply zone, which we're currently tapping into, that can push the market down lower, because supply, again guys, is currently in control. So as you can see, we tap in towards that supply zone and then we sell off. So we want to see this supply zone get broken, demand get into control, and then we'll look for a potential buy up. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on GU. Not interested in shorts just yet, because the daily fractal is bull and the 4 hour fractal is bull as well. Okay, so your 4 hour fractal low is this low over here, and as long as that low holds, it still makes sense for GU to push up higher. So let's go into NZDUSD, because NZDUSD here on the daily time frame has also reached this target. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the daily market outlook, guys, I've been calling this for a very long time, and I'm really happy to see my target get hit. Overall, what we have now gotten is, I mean, this overall as your area of supply, but it's similar to AU, where you can see like you already tapped into it. So I mean, I don't think I'm going to be trading AU or NU for the rest of the year. Main focus for now lies on EU and GU, because NU and AU have already reached higher time frame targets, being quite those significant swing lows, which could cause a retracement back up, right? So keep that in mind. But obviously I could be wrong. It could just start tanking and taking out this swing low over here. But for now, I mean, the overall order flow is still extremely bearish, so it doesn't make sense to look for any longs. So for now, this is your supply zone that is in control. This is currently your fractal high. So as long as that holds, I mean, shorts still make sense. So if you do want to be a little bit more aggressive, yeah, only look for shorts. Don't try and call the bottom. That is what my 5 cents or 50 cents or whatever you call it are. Going into gold, last of all. So gold been looking for longs or more longs in towards the highs. Let's just record, or let's just analyze this nakedly again. So overall, what we can see is that we have a correction over here, then we have a strong impulse up, and now again we have had a correction. So after seeing quite the correction here in towards the downside, grabbing liquidity underneath equal lows, we can see here that we have a daily fractal high break. Okay, so this daily fractal high break is pretty significant, because to me this is confirmation that we're now bullish again. This is your low, this is your high, and then you see a retracement in towards the 50% level. So if we use the premium versus discount, now looking at this, we can see again that the market has been pushing higher. So how do we understand the market has been pushing higher? Well, we go in towards the 4 hour time frame. So again, on the 4 hour time frame, we can very clearly see that we grab liquidity underneath equal lows, and then from there we reverse in towards the highs. Now what you can see is that these demand zones have been in control, and that we made a very strong wick in towards the downside, in towards, I think, a refined 1 hour time frame area of demand. Yeah, so this over here, so this 1 hour imbalance, this has been pushing gold up higher. So as you can see, again, we liquidate the lows over here, we come in towards here, and now we're pushing up higher again. What I'll be looking at is to see if we can get in on any longs later today. What I'll be waiting for is some reaccumulation. So let's see if we can get something like this as a demand zone, then another retracement down, and then get in on that and look for more upside. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on gold, more upside still, and trying to take out the highs and push into the new autumn high, or at least in towards this fresh area of supply next at around 27.20. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and speak soon.